still keeping track of the remaining 2 cheetahs. Watching the attack from all angles, Craig marvels at the lion's potent technique.
Tartu can't resist the chance to test his growing strength, even against a 2-ton hippo. But even together, they're not really going to worry an angry hippo.
Like it did for this female king cobra. In a classic case of fatal attraction. The female's got her king's attention. But is he in the mood, or is she dicing with death? The king cobra has caught sight of the female up ahead. He edges closer to take a better look. But as he stops and raises his body, she seems uncertain about his intentions. Cobras typically strike their classic pose when they feel intimidated. By looking bigger, they can frighten away a potential threat. But he may just be tuning into one of his more unique and little understood senses. What we think of as hearing, for him, is better described as feeling. Snakes have no external ears and no eardrums like we do. Instead, the Godfather feels vibrations caused by movement in the air and along the ground. One way these vibrations can be transmitted is through the body, to the tissue surrounding the jawbone, into the auditory system. Here, the auditory system within the inner ear relays the signal to the brain.
Career's more at stake when you in your prime. For that paper, baby, my face on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some piece of...
Anacondas have a taste for snakes, but swallowing a large snake up in the trees is anything but easy. With surprising agility and strength, the massive anaconda battles to keep control. But once caught in her hooked teeth, her meal is moving neither in nor out. Success at last. The meal is lost, but at least her jaws are free. In spite of their killer reputation, anacondas are not very aggressive. In fact, the biggest ones are the most peaceful. Some are reputed to be about 8 meters long. It seems that as an anaconda gets bigger, its confidence also grows. It no longer needs to be aggressive to intimidate enemies. At this size, she has nothing to fear.
A marsupial called the elegant fat-tailed mouse opossum stores fat in its tail and draws on it as needed. It can even shrink its internal organs to save energy when food is scarce. Hunting at night avoids the crippling heat of the day. But the red scorpion also works nights. Its sting is not the most toxic, but it's inflammatory and very painful. One of these animals is walking towards a nasty surprise. But which is predator and which is prey? By the light of the moon, the opossum and the scorpion close in. The sharp-toothed hunter disarms its venomous prey. The elegant fat-tailed mouse opossum gets a much-needed meal. And, thanks to that elegant fat tail, it can save some for later.
It's hard to know which god selected this wildebeest. Was it random, or is it his almost imperceptible limp from last year's water crossing? It is a moment in time, and yet it is timeless. These epic battles for survival are the result of wave after wave of millions of wildebeest that pour into the waiting teeth of the just 7,000 cheetahs left on the planet. Victory is short-lived. Now, each takes turns in defending their meal, while the other four feed up, before the hyenas can get the true measure of their strength or weakness.